Greetings to you. My name is Tara Brabazon. Please always call me Tara or T. Absolutely everybody does. But my job, my role at Flinders University is as the Dean of Graduate Research and the Professor of Cultural Studies. So my role is to make sure that you are successful in your PhD. But it is interesting, you know, that often the definition of success in a doctoral program is very narrowly defined. It's defined as finishing in 3 years and passed without correction. Now, both those attributes are incredibly important, and part of my role is to make sure that you are successful in that way. But I also want to make sure that you are successful in a much broader and more complex way. Because PhDs, you have good days, you have bad days, you've got to learn to take the crunchy with the smooth, you've got to remain motivated. So that's part of my job. But I also want to make sure that you gain every bit of excitement, every bit of training, every bit of insight, every single bit of development that we can assist you with, that you also gain those skills by the conclusion of your doctorate. So I really want to get to know you very well. As some of you may know, I have just been appointed to the university. But I want to hear from you. So literally in the next couple of days after you've seen this video, I would like to hear from you. So please send me an email at tara.brabazon@flinders.edu.au, or indeed contact me via Skype, tara.brabazon, or via Twitter. And my Twitter handle is @Tara Brabazon. Basically put Tara Brabazon into Google and there are hundreds of different ways that you can get in contact with me, and I would love you to do that. Basically, if things are going wrong in your candidature, the buck stops with me, so you contact me. But I also want to hear from you when things go right. I want to get to know you, and I want to understand your research in all its light and its shade and its complexity. I can help you so much more and so much more effectively if I understand who you are as a person as much as a name on a form or a piece of paper. And what we're going to be doing at Flinders and from the office this year, and for the 5 years I am the Dean of Graduate Research, is you're going to be receiving from me a weekly vlog. Unfortunate word, but it's a video blog. So once a week, I'm going to share something with you. It might be new and innovative research from higher education studies and doctoral research. It could be something about training, a little bit of coaching I can offer you. It can provide perhaps some publishing information, some assistance with teaching and learning. We're also going to be talking about this year, for example, entrepreneurship, and I'm very focused on trying to enable you to make sure you get either an academic job or a job outside of university as well. So all these sorts of things we're going to talk about through this video blog. And also, of course, I will be answering your questions. So if you would like a shout out on the weekly vlog, and let's be honest, why wouldn't you? Then all you have to do is send me an email with a question and saying you'd like me to mention your name so I can do a big wave, or contact me via Twitter. So if you've had a burning question you've always wanted to ask about doctoral education, then my darling one, this is your opportunity. So you send me those emails. What I want you to remember though is that I am your dean. I am your dean. I am your advocate. So whenever you're feeling a bit isolated, a bit tired, a bit emotional, a bit Oprah Winfrey, whenever you're feeling like that, I want you to contact me, because I am always in your corner, and I might just have a suggestion or something that may enable you to move to something fabulous, to the next stage in your career. I also want to do a shout out to our new doctoral candidates that have just joined us. I'll be posting this video and its enabling email on Friday, the first Friday that I'm at work. And the great news is that's the day that our new students are having their induction. So I'll be seeing you guys very, very shortly, and I just can't wait to meet you. All of us in the Flinders community wish you every success in your candidature. It's going to be the best time of your life, and I'm thrilled, and I know my colleagues in the office are so thrilled that we're sharing this journey with you. But every week, as I said in these vlogs, I want to introduce an idea for your consideration. Very happy for you to ignore it, but I'd just like you to think through and see if this idea, this strategy, this goal might help you in your doctorate and your postdoctoral career. So this week I'm introducing a website, a social media website, www.academia.edu. Now, I've done a bit of a search around Academia.edu. I've been on the site a long time, 5-6 years, but I've done a search around the site, and interestingly, Flinders is very much underrepresented on Academia.edu. So I'd like our wonderful doctoral students to maybe start addressing that. So at its most basic, Academia.edu is Facebook for academics. So you put a nice picture of yourself up, hopefully not drinking. You put a picture of yourself up with your biography, with your institutional affiliation and your publications, your conference proceedings and so forth. We'll come back to that in a second. But there are some key differences between Academia.edu and Facebook, and let me go through them, and you can think about whether those differences make it useful for your career. Firstly, as I said, publications, conference proceedings, podcasts, vodcasts, book reviews, journalism, everything you write can be listed and linked to from Academia.edu. That's great. ResearchGate does the same thing. But the difference is Academia.edu provides information to you about the number of people who are reading and accessing your research and their geographical location. So you start to get a sense of the audience for your work. And that's incredibly useful as a mature, very mature academic, but it's also incredibly useful for you as a doctoral candidate because you start to understand who is working with your research. Another great strength is not only can you upload publications with some really strong keywords, so you start attracting audiences to your work, but actually you can start to upload drafts to the website. So you've got a draft idea and you upload it to Academia.edu. Well, why would you do that? Let me provide a very interesting case study about why perhaps you should do that. I'm married. I'm married to an academic, and those of you that follow me and follow my podcasts and so forth know that I'm married to Professor Steve Redhead. He's a pretty famous academic, was in the UK and Canada and Australia, so he's very, very well known. But Steve, because he was dragged kicking and screaming to Academia.edu by his missus, uploaded a draft on new research that he was exploring on hooligan memoirs. 15,000 downloads of this draft paper emerged. Now that's significant in itself. 15,000 people read this emerging research, which suggested to him, hell, he's probably onto something. But then the story gets interesting. 2 publishers, book publishers, contacted him and asked it to be enlarged into a book. He's already written one of those books. The second one he's writing now. He's also had 14 editors of books contact him to write a chapter on that field. So none of that would have happened if he hadn't uploaded a draft on Academia.edu. So even at the level of draft, you can start to build your profile and build up your connections. Also, guys, when you're uploading your profile, make sure you do put in the institutional affiliation as Flinders, because that creates the matrix of all other scholars. You'll have to introduce it something like Flinders University of South Australia. No clue, but do that. And anyone that gets a bit stuck, so you're putting your profile up and you're getting a bit lost, walk straight over to the registry, walk straight into my office, and you and I in real time will upload that profile for you. So don't worry about it. Any problems, come into my office, we will do it together. Deal? Good stuff. There's another really, really good reason, I think, to use Academia.edu. And that's about keywords. Whenever you upload research, they have very specific keywords and phrases that you can attach to your research. So that's great for you because a whole series of scholars can find your scholarship through those keywords. But it's also very useful in terms of reading. what you are reading for your PhD. As we all know, one of the great challenges of a PhD is that original contribution to knowledge. And particularly in the final year, we all get a little bit paranoid and crazy that we're missing research that may be sort of directly on our field that we need to find and put into our thesis, yeah? Big issue. Well guys, because drafts and conference papers are loaded up to Academia.edu, it means you'll be the first person to know of an emerging researcher and an emerging research area. So what I'd advise on Academia.edu is to start to follow a keyword or a key phrase. So for example, a couple of the ones I follow on Academia.edu are some of my more unusual research areas. So I follow, for example, QR codes, because I do a lot of work on QR codes, and also self-monitored fitness, or the quantified self. So emerging areas of research that I'm really interested in getting the cutting edge new scholars and new ideas, I follow those keywords, and 5 minutes after a piece has been uploaded, I've already found it. Before it exists in a database, before it exists on Google Scholar, I've found it on Academia.edu. What I'd ask that you, as a great doctoral candidate, as the future of higher education in Australia and beyond, is start to think about social media in a proactive and productive way. You see, what's increasingly becoming important, guys, as the online environment gets increasingly negative with trolls and nasty comments and all that sort of stuff, is we all take personal responsibility to curate our digital selves. And Academia.edu is an opportunity for you to construct and curate your digital academic self for a wide international audience. So I'd really love you to do that, and I'd love you to use whatever expertise I've got to help you construct your best self. So always remember, I am thrilled, absolutely thrilled to hear from you. My job is to look after you. My job is to make sure you get every joy, happiness and success out of your time at Flinders University. So keep in touch. Please send me that email or that tweet in the next couple of days. And guys, it's my privilege to work with you. Let's have a blast.